up, VC? You're coming. I'm coming to you on Easter Sunday, and I'm going to do an unedited new vinyl in my life here. It's been a weird day. Woke up, it's snowing, then it's sunny, but it's cold, then it's beautiful, then it's snowing again. Right now we got some good light here during the day, but my family is at an Easter event, which I stayed back from because I am not feeling great. You may hear it in my voice, but I may walk over there. However, I wanted to get some time to myself here to recuperate. Took a nap, and I'm just going to really show a whole bunch of stuff here real quick, and this is going to be largely sort of flying by the seat of my pants, and because I'm a little bit off. Should be fun and interesting. I'm sure I'm looking disheveled, but let's have some fun. Hope everyone's good on this Sunday. It's been an eventful couple of weeks. And I'm finishing up listening to here the end of The All-Seeing Eye. I know this is a record that you all will know. This is from Fred Winchester. He was selling some records, about a month ago or so. There's the Fred stamp of approval, Davis. And I'm really finally getting around to digesting it properly. I have another record. I think maybe I put it in the stack. I don't remember. But in any case, you know, I shouldn't have to say too much about this. I mean, the lineup is incredible. An Alan Shorter track on here, which he features on Flugelhorn. You got Freddie Hubbard, Gratian Moncure, James Spaulding, Wayne Shorter, of course, Herbie Hancock, Ron Carter, Joe Chambers. What the hell? This is a Japanese 1977 pressing, so thank you, Fred. Now let's go move into some stuff. Now I have a few different record stores to talk about. First we'll talk about Phonopolis in Montreal. This is from Montreal. Now I should say I'm absolutely staying off Discogs. I've been buying very little because I'm trying to dedicate some money to some things and try to absorb I have about at least 60 to 75 records I haven't even played yet, plus others that I've only played like once. And I need to save some money. So, you know, I've been very good about not buying online, barely buying anything in Anger Mom. But we went to Montreal this past week, and I got in touch with Kieran, Needle Groove Vinyl. I'm going to link to him below. He really turned me on to some, he recommended the right shops, of course, and also some amazing restaurants and things to do. So I really do appreciate it, Kieran. Thank you. We love Montreal. We're planning to go back hopefully pretty soon. So I only spent about 10 to 15 minutes in 4 different stores. Luckily, there's 3 stores very close to each other, so I'll try to run through these. My favorite I went to was Auteur 33, and these first 2 records are from there. I tried a few things that I can only get in Canada. This is a psych reissue, prog reissue of Sex, The End of My Life. I tried out. Only $17.99 Canadian, and this to get in the US would cost me like $30, so I tried to focus on stuff like that. I only know of this record, so I decided to grab it. Haven't heard it yet. Here's one I just complete blind buy based on the cover. Not a very expensive album. Gilles Valiquette. Du Même Nom. Looks a little bit like, this is on the Une Production Céleste label. French-Canadian record. I think it has a nice label design. Yeah, Les Disques Zodiacque. So, again, we have Gilles Valiquette playing guitar, percussion, dulcimer, harmonica, banjo. And then we have, looking at the instrumentation really intrigued me, and the cover. So, who knows this one out there? Tell me about it. I haven't heard it. Alright. The record from the bag here. Phonopolis. Nice bag. I'm going to try to keep this. This one, a lot of used stuff. A lot of good mix of sort of punk and indie and jazz. And I just got this one record, a split. Alternative TV and Here and Now. This was 30 Canadian. I like alternative TV quite a bit. I do love the post-punk stuff from like the early 80s, and this cover very much intrigued me. I only have one alternative TV record, and the Here and Now band I don't know. They are quite there are quite a lot of records for both, so tried that. And I'm just gonna pop in and play some of these. Like I said, as I feel, but no editing today. And then I went to another shop and didn't buy anything at La Rama. The guy was not all that cool. Well, Kieran says I probably just got him on, maybe got him on a bad day, or I won't get into it. I mean, the shop was very well curated, but mostly new and dance-centric stuff, which is fine by me, but I'm typically looking for used stuff when I get out there, so I just browsed through there a bit, but luckily that was very close to Phonopolis, and the last shop I went to, Sonorama, who had just finished at the record fair. I didn't get to go to the record fair. There was a record fair even Sunday in Montreal, but I didn't go. Kieran hit me to that. So I was going to the shop on Monday when they still had all their crates out, so I got to browse all the sort of high-end stuff. I almost popped on, was tempted by a couple things, but instead went for this, a folky singer-songwriter psych record on a Columbia Canadian subsidiary, True North. Luke Gibson. This is another perfect day, right? Yeah. I love this Burt stamp. What do you think, Fred? I like your stamp, but this Burt stamp, pretty solid. I only know this record just a bit. There was a reissue of this I've heard, and this was not expensive. I think 20 Canadian. So great. I pulled this out of the bin. Ton of jazz records there, but again, 10 to 15 minutes is all I had. I got this. I knew this wasn't the super ridiculously rare copy. I'm like, there's no way this would be in the bin for $8, but I'm like, it's got to be similar. I mean, it's clearly the same time frame. J&K, Betwixt and Between. It's the Stonebone is the super rare, 4-figure record, released only in Japan. But you have J.J. Johnson and Kai Winding doing a sort of fusion record. Again, haven't heard it yet. But you do have Herbie Hancock on here, Joe Beck, Air 2, Ron Carter. Who else? A little bit of a mix of stuff going on. I was just very curious. $8, Canadian. Have I heard it yet? No. Why don't we hear a bit right now? So this is J&K, Betwixt and Between. And I also want to cover my trip to New York. But thank you again, Kieran. I was visiting my mom and my sister. I got to get out to Academy Records, one of my all-time favorite shops, and it used to be local. I picked up 3 records. These I've listened to some. Rachel's. This I've listened to. You gotta love Rachel's, sort of a postmodern classical on Quarterstick label. This is it's hard to tell, not exactly original, but it's originally from like '98. I like Rachel's quite a bit. Handwriting. This was super cheap, $10 for Terumasa Hino's Journey to Air on the Love reissue. And I remember these were maybe European RSDs. So tried that for $10. And this one was also, I think, $10 as well. Folkways, background music for home movies. On the white Folkways imprint, 1964. All from Academy. Academy had some really tempting things. Not crazy, some stuff on the wall, but I already had it. So I dug in, and I did have a good amount of time in there. Good 45 minutes or so. Alright, that was my quick trip. I'll be back in New York very soon, and hopefully I'll get to do some more. A 10-inch, I've been looking for forever. 12 cubic feet, post-punk, straight out the fridge. This is like a 6-7 track EP, kind of on the new wave side of things. Incredibly catchy, one and only release. I think they had a tape too. I had to get this from the UK, but finally at a reasonable price. No insert, but I love the 10-inch format from time to time, So there's that. Check this band out. 12 cubic feet, straight out the fridge. Oh, I do have a little tear on there. I don't think I even saw that. Bummertown. Pavement. One of the only new things I've bought. The Pavement Twilight box set and the accompanying, but didn't come with it, Spit on a Stranger EP. I'll just talk about this box. Their final album, Sort of Misunderstood, produced by Nigel Godrich, is really grown in stature for me. I liked it at the time. I was in London living for 6 weeks, and I just missed them when I left for London, and then they came to London after I left. So I never actually saw Pavement on this tour. Never saw Pavement, just Malcolmus a crap load of times. But this includes all these great demos and the new Nigel Godrich picked sequencing, which is quite cool. The first track is the last track. It's a box set. I definitely don't want to buy box sets that much these days, but this one, probably one of my top 3 favorite bands ever, had to get. If you don't know this record, definitely give it a shot. Let's put that over here. Some VCLT from my man, Dave. Local bandography. He sent me some local Trees records, which so far I've just played on my radio show, Searching for a Thread. This is a double 7, which you gotta love. Almost as much as a double 10, or a 10-inch. But I like that Ghost Trees, sort of a free jazz duo, is uniting all of their back cover art like this. They all have this sort of layout. Really great, skronky, but not totally, completely, free. And I mean that to be complimentary. I love stuff that's free, but it doesn't hit you over the head in a way. I like their sort of what they're doing here. Well recorded too. Sounds great. Thank you, Dave. And he also sent me this, which Kieran had showed. I remember. Silk Stockings is a very one-off, private, late '80s, and also Canadian, based in Ontario. It's kind of a curio, a strange jazz record. I played the second track on side B, Mirror. I think Mirror No Makeup on my radio show. Had a very cool tone to it. A bunch of unknowns. I need some more time with this. Silk Stockings, self-titled. Like I said, it's from 19... Oh no, it's Donde, Esta, El Mercado is the title. It only says it on the spine. Silk Stockings. Alright, here's one. If you've talked to me privately, if you've talked to me direct message or, DM style, you know that I was like hard on the hunt for this. And my friend Nick said I need to find this record because it's basically a pre-Strata East session. And coincidentally, everyone and their brother and sister were looking for this at the same time. This sounds pretty good, by the way. Jazz guitar. I finally found a copy. I was bidding on a white label promo, first label, and it went for $475. And it's never, I don't think it's shown a history of selling more than about $150. So I obviously didn't win that. We were joking about that, but I finally got the early '70s first reissue of You Know It. Members Don't Get Weary, Max Roach on that, the green and orange Atlantic label. This is Terra Hawk. In the shrink. Now I promised in my Instagram post, because this is some disgusting shrink. Look at it. It's completely taking away from the cover. I promised I would take this off. So the original shrink. I like to keep shrink on, but for this is disgusting. Here we go. Oh, this cover. Tunes from the Man Cave, he likes to really ham it up when he takes shrink off. I do want to... This shrink is nasty. Look how much better the cover looks. Oh my god. It's breathing. Again, I do have some water damage up here. And I got this for not like the 20 to 30 bucks like it probably used to be, but a very fair price based on what people are asking for. Way less than what people are asking for. Reissues even. And by the way, there is a Real Gone reissue coming out in June of this. Or no, Real Gone music. Just incredible. I've listened to this like 4 times. Max Roach, Gary Bartz, Charles Tolliver, Jamie Merritt, Stanley Cowell, and Andy Bay doing the vocal. Absolutely incredible. Members Don't Get Weary. Finally can put that one. And that's the last record I really bought of any sort of like stature in terms of price, and then I took my break, so it was perfect. Blue Jean Tyranny on the Lovely Music label. Wow, hard one to describe, really. First side is a new wave country sort of pop vocal. I wouldn't call it pop vocal, but sort of like a bedroom early Magnetic Field sound almost. And the second side is field recordings and voiceover. Fantastic. I love both sides. 1977 on Lovely Music. There are reissues of this. Lovely Music label. Love it. I should put that up on Instagram. Also put this one up there. Architecture. Let's play some of this. Scott Fraser. Chris Cole turned me on to an auction. I really appreciate Chris because, I know these are records you probably have already. But he always knows how to find these auctions of records that go for more. And yeah, they're just, not enough people know about them yet. But what I got this for, it's like lower than it ever sold on Discogs for, so I really appreciate it. Especially when I love it. And I obviously previewed the whole thing. It's sort of a post-classical modern or ambient, kind of a jazz, kind of folk. He's really walking the line. He worked with Kronos Quartet as their sound engineer, so that sort of informs a little bit of what you get here. You have all kinds of different instrumentation, bass, clarinet, santur, fiddle, cello, and then there's a synthesizer, of course, with Scott Fraser. Tape loop. It even tells you what synthesizer he's playing on each track. Chord and Prophet 600. So I love this. I work at Cornell, the AAP school, which is the architecture school in IT. So architecture, obviously, the title appeals to me for my Cornell gig. So private label here. Let's play some. Next up, a record I was thrilled to get at a good price that was not graded or was super conservative. And Dave just showed this in his Sun Ra feature. I'm looking for all the other ones, but here's the Horu, Other Voices, Other Blues, 2LP on Horu. Original. This Italian session, I think he went with like a small trio or a quartet. This stuff is fantastic. It's, you know, these are records I need to consume some more time with, but just to get this for under $100, which I know maybe that sounds crazy to some, but these are we had them in Angry Mom about 4 or 5 years ago, all of them, for like 110, 115, something like that, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. And I had been wishing I had grabbed them at that and you know, got it with my discount, because the last few copies I've been watching in this series have been close to $200 a piece. So someone had this on Discogs. I bought this a few months ago, and they had it for the right price, a really nice price, and they just had it as VG, and I'm not gonna completely show it, but I mean, it's great. It's great. So Sun Ra, featuring John Gilmore. I'm sure some of you will know this. Produced by Aldo Sinesio. This great Joe Henderson record came in from this large jazz collection. Entering Your Mom. This is a first reissue on Milestone. We have Grisha Moncourt, Mike Lawrence, Ron Carter, Kenny Barron piano, Louis Hayes. Kenny Barron I've watched Kieran's feature on, actually. Really nice, sort of lively live record. I believe it was recorded live. I might be making that up, but you got a Miles Davis composition on here and a few Joe Hendersons. You all know what people really after Joe Henderson shit right now. So no, this is recorded at the Plaza Sound Studios, 1967. So not live, but excellent with the sticker here. You know, this sticker. A few of you have ordered records from this collection and had this sticker on. I tend to not mind these kinds of stickers, radio stickers, so I'm going to leave it on. Some of them have been coming off, and yeah, it's on that orange Milestone. A few records I've been diving back into from my Rochester trip with Dave at the end of last year. The Music Electronica Viva, the Sound Pool on BYG Actuel. How am I doing on time here? Oh yeah, all right, we're gonna move through. This is just a cathartic, swelling blast of stuff. I love the simple image. And I thought maybe I wasn't going to completely dig this and might end up selling it, but I'm wrong. I love it. I did end up selling, because I, again, was trying to purge some things, the Terry Riley, Pat Marchand UIG record. But we'll not be selling that. Dave, again, this is the record he gave me that day. Really good stuff. I know Sure was a fan of this one too. Ronald Shannon Jackson and the Decoding Society on the About Time label. Jackson, the drummer. You have Billy Bang, violin. Byard Lancaster, a favorite, on alto and soprano. Charles Brackeen on the tenor and soprano. Vernon Reid, yes, that Vernon Reid playing guitar. Vasconcelos, percussion. Melvin Gibbs, Burn Nick. Definitely has an early 80s sound, but it doesn't take away from it here. Really cool stuff. Yeah, thank you, Dave, again for this one. Another one I got from Bop Shop. This thing just really snuck up on me and how good it is. Of Love and Peace, Larry Young, original on Blue Note. Still in the shrink, I'm going to keep that one on. Sort of a mix of I guess you can call it soul jazz and free. Larry Young on the organ. Eddie Gale, a favorite trumpet. James Spaulding showing up again here on the alto. Herbert Morgan tenor. Jerry Thomas, the drummer. And Wilson Mormon III. Don't know them very well. But 4 cuts. 2 Larry Young compositions, sparkling stuff, and just not quite a sound you hear too much. Sort of beautiful and, you know, out there. Again, I've only played this maybe one and a half times. But no, that's not true. I've played it a couple of times and played this on my show. But it's been a few months even, so I'm digging back in. I'm making a mess of records here. Some new or newer record. Oh, this is actually brand new. Indie rock or punk or what. But Deerhoof, an all-time favorite band. One that I have just about every record. I think I do, actually. Actually, you can. One of the great, I know Derek Higgins has been really championing this one, and he's absolutely right. The first track on here is a killer. Be Unbarred, O Ye Gates of Hell. Deerhoof, just one of the hardest working bands, most underappreciated, and so worth your time. If you don't know Deerhoof, I highly recommend this one. It's on the Joyful Noise label. 3 sort of mathy records. These are not new. These are on the late 90s, early 2000s. Ruma Sakit on Temporary Residence. Very sort of technical, but full of soul, math rock. Self-titled. I've showed their other record one other time. I love the artwork on this. Ruma Sakit. I believe a quartet, instrumental. Mostly stays on the post-punk, post-hardcore side of things. This other band is similar, but goes into some jazz territories, and it's called Storm and Stress. I got the only 2 records that they ever did on Touch and Go. This one with the fantastic cover. They actually set up this photograph and actually they're in their van, I think, and they actually made it so they actually fell. I think they stopped short and captured it. It's a chessboard, Dave, not Manuel Gotching's E2 equals M. And anyway, that Manuel Gotching record. Dateful. This band is awesome. Drummer's wonderful. Ian Williams at Don Cab and Future Battles, and I forget the other guys, but this is from 97 on Touch and Go. And their follow-up, I think this is 99 or 2000 on Touch and Go. It comes in this horrible PVC style sleeve. It's just called Storm of Stress. What is this called? Under Thunder and Fluorescent Light. Excellent band. These records are kind of like, they're not like the indie records you can find for $10, unfortunately, because they just didn't make that many of them. However, they should be cheap when they come up for sale. So if you're interested, check them out. People are trying to get, $60, $70. Just stop. No. So I was able to get these finally when someone was reasonable, like at 20 to 25, I think, on each, or maybe 30 on one. But being that I love that sound so much and that era of Touch and Go, I went for it. And last, all right, I'm going to get this done under 30 minutes. I showed a shitload. Hopefully I talked enough, but here's one that I know a lot of you have been showing. Out in The Sonic Youth. Taken from different outtakes and sort of jam sessions from 2000 to 2010 when they had Jim O'Rourke in the band, and later Mark Eibel with Pavement. This is the maroon color. This one flew out of the store at Angry Mom. We actually underestimated it, but I was surprised at how really good this is, and it really does feel like a whole record. It capitalizes on their sort of more forward-thinking, sort of atmospheric stuff that they would do. Less of like their straight indie rock that was happening later in their career, and then some definite SYR style noise rock. Again with Pavement, this is probably the Pavement, Dinosaur Jr. and Sonic Youth when I was a kid, talking early teens, 13, 14. These are the 3 bands that I just was absorbed not even all their stuff. I just had a few tapes that I listened to on my Walkman. That's like all I listened to, those 3 bands. So I have, I think just about all the Sonic Youth originals. Missing a couple. Have all the ones I definitely have to have, so done there. But I had to get this, absolutely. For a minute I was wondering if it was essential to get, but it's on the 3 Lobe label too, a great label that I have a bunch of stuff on too, so that sort of put a win in the column for me with this sort of fake Obi that has already been falling apart. In any case, That's a whole bunch of new vinyl in my life. I want to do another one of these. Maybe I will. Sort of go unedited so I can get them out. And I like sort of chronicling these records that I'm still absorbing because it helps me sort of prioritize which ones I want to hear again. And yeah, I don't know. There's more to... I'm looking at 2 cubes that are staring at me like, hey, play me. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing great. I've been a little bit behind in watching VC videos. Stunty, I hope you're doing better. I've been catching up on your stream. Seems like he is. Yeah, more to come. I'm trying to discover some new channels, but again, I've been sort of short on time. Hackman77, Alex recommended to me. Great channel. I've been watching all of Kieran's older videos, so... But yeah, I've been a little quiet on the comments. I'll hopefully be able to fix that soon. But in any case, happy Easter to everyone who cares. And I think I'm doing better. We'll see. I got to take a nap. Anyway, everyone be well out there. I will see you hopefully later at the end of this week for Psychedelic 100 Part 8. See ya.